I'm joined here today by the one, the only. It is, of course, Kai Kamaka III, coming off the big win over Michael Stack at LFA 87. What's going on, man? How are you?
Not too much. Doing good, doing good. Um, just relaxing. Yeah, healing up. Pretty good.
Yeah.
No, I mean, just a little black eye, but that'll be gone probably by tomorrow. So,
Yes, sounds good, man. What's your current situation like? I'm sure you're going to be trying to get back to Hawaii. I know you're currently in Vegas. What's sort of your situation like traveling and everything?
um, actually, I'm gonna be in Vegas for a while, like for the month, at least for the month of August. Just gonna sit back and actually not sit back. I'm gonna just be training, staying in shape, keeping my fitness levels high, and hopefully roll the dice on myself in Vegas, and hopefully something happens.
And so, what's the reason for being in Vegas? Are you putting yourself, to get a good opportunity if a fight falls out or something like that? I mean, what's the reason for Vegas?
Yeah, that's exactly the reason I'm here for. If something, if something, something happens, like I'm here. I did my medicals for Vegas already, um, and I'm just uh, during this time you gotta make it happen, and that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of making my situation out. I'm making my circumstances out here, and yeah. So
It's a very smart idea, especially with the Contender Series coming up, and obviously you're a hype prospect yourself. Whose idea was it? Was that something you came up with, your management team, you and your coaches? Like, how did this idea kind of come together?
my manager, so my manager Brian Butler, he came up with the idea. Because just being in Hawaii, you kind of at a disadvantage because of travel. So and then not having your medicals done, and then you're from Hawaii, and then just nothing, just the pandemic going on. Kind of like there's just all disadvantages. So um, now I'm in their backyard. I just got off of a win against an undefeated fighter in LFA. Medical's done, and I'm on a 5 fight win streak. It made sense, and there's nine. There's like from last night till like the end of August. There's nine UFC events, four Contender Series, five, and there four more UFCs every weekend. So worth a shot. I mean, if I was to go home, I would be in 2 week quarantine. So
Yeah, for sure. It's a very smart idea. It was surprising when you said it, but now that I think about it, yeah, obviously it's a great opportunity. What weight class are you getting ready for? Because I assume cutting weight, things are going to be maybe a little bit complicated if it's short notice. Do you have an idea sort of what weight classes you're looking at?
no, I'm gonna keep my weight low. I'm solely here to be ready to fight. So I'm gonna be keeping my weight low. Um, it's not too high. I was only one day in between my last fight and now. I mean, so I'm gonna be getting back to work today, and staying in shape. I mean, as far as freaking camp training. I mean, there's not really a camp. I just came off a fight. I just had a camp, so now it's just kind of keeping my fitness levels high, keep getting, and keeping the weight low, being ready to step in.
And so we see that you're currently rocking an LFA shirt. What's kind of the situation with them? Are you under contract with them? Did you get permission? Are you sort of like a free agent? What's kind of your situation with LFA?
Yeah, I'm kind of a free agent. I was a replacement fighter for that last fight, against Michael Stack. I took that on like 4 week notice. Um, I wasn't the original guy. I know that, and but when the opportunity came, like I was gonna take it, no brainer. And I mean, I think I was supposed to lose that fight. I don't know, but in my head, I was going there to win, and so
100%. That's exactly what you did too, and it looks like you're lining things up really nicely too. 'Cause you see, you fight for Bellator, LFA. Could it be the UFC? Could it potentially be the Contender Series? It gets interesting. Listen, before we talk about the great performance, first things first. How was the travel coming out of Hawaii though? Was it a little bit complicated? I know, we talk about different countries and stuff, but how was it going from Hawaii all the way to, I believe it was Kansas City?
Actually, it was actually Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Oh, Sioux
Um,
Falls. Yeah.
yeah, so it was Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Wasn't too bad. I flew to so my, I guess all the fighters are checking in Wednesday, and I checked in Tuesday afternoon. Just because I'm flying from Hawaii, it was like a 10-hour travel time. I had to fly to Phoenix first, Phoenix to Sioux Falls, so it wasn't that bad. I left on Monday night, got there Tuesday afternoon, and yeah, I got right to it wasn't that bad. We're used to
All
that
right.
anyway. We're used to
Yeah.
long travels, so we
And
take
so how was how was the airplane? Like, was it packed? I mean, did you guys social distance on there? Like, how was that sort of flight situation?
we got the way we booked the flights is to where we were always sitting in pretty much in our own row. Just me and my cousin was just had our own row on all the flights. So, or just me and him was
Yeah.
in the row. So was but yeah, the airports are packed. So especially the Phoenix, and I heard that's like a hotbed right now.
Yeah. It's a scary situation. I mean, were you nervous about flying at all, or were you just so excited to get back out there that you just kind of focused on the fight?
Um, I wasn't nervous. I was only nervous about being in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so listen, let's talk about this fight a little bit. Obviously, you mentioned it was a great performance. You felt like maybe you were supposed to lose this fight, but instead you, I guess, interrupted somebody's plan. How do you feel looking back at this performance? Are you happy with the way things went in this fight?
Um, I'm I'm not nah, I'm not satisfied at all. But I'm not like content with the performance. I mean, I had fun out there. I had fun, and like I would have did the same thing. I mean, I would have made some I should have. I wish I didn't, result to some bad habits and adjustment and made more better adjustments. But um, I mean, that was fun. I'll do it again. And as far as like the same style of fight, I'll do it again. And so, yeah. What was your question again?
What do you take away from the performance? Like, are you happy with your performance?
Yeah, yeah. So I guess I was happy the way I was happy with the style of fight it was, but I wasn't happy about certain situations of the fight. I wish I could have did better in a lot of spots of the fight. I rested in too much. I relaxed in too many instances.
And so, when you mention relaxing in too many instances, I mean, what is that sort of from, in your opinion? Like, is this just sort of getting comfortable in the fight? Is this maybe your training camp was shorter? Like, what do you sort of take that away from?
No, my training camp wasn't short. I Anybody that knows me, I'm always training, so it's not really. I don't. It's not really a camp. I was training to to fight July 18th, and then that fight got canceled, and then I was just still training, and then this fight popped up, and then so I was always training. It's just that I don't know. I tend to take off in the second round. Kind of, I thought my boxing was taking over, and he was gonna kind of relax a little bit, so I was gonna just pick him apart more. So I kind of took off, but yeah, it didn't happen with it. I kind of relaxed, and then he had some flurries. Um, and I just I was relaxed too much. I mean, I didn't really get hit like that, but like but I just like you could tell like I was off balance because I was resting too much, and he was like he was hitting my arms, he was hitting like the sides, I guess the back of my head, but it wasn't nothing was really clean. The only thing was maybe the cleanest shots he had was like an elbows on the side of my head, and then we clash head like twice.
And so, what do you feel like this fight has done for your career? Obviously, right now you're in that unique position. You're in Vegas. You took out an undefeated guy and everything. What does this do for your career? Like, do you feel like more people are talking about you after this fight?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I hope so. I don't know. I hope so. And I feel like I mean they gotta be talking about me a little bit more. Um, being in the last fight in the LFA, the last fight of their four fight of their four fights in Sioux Falls in July. The amount of guys that they have signed. I mean, you got to be talking about. There's two guys coming off of four fight win streaks, and one of us is undefeated. I and a lot of guys coming out of Hawaii right now, and now I put my hat in as one of them.
All right, there we go. Normally, I would ask guys, as the final kind of thing, like when do you think you'll fight next, and who do you want next? But obviously, you're in that position right now where you're hoping you're fighting this month, and you're hoping, pretty much anybody in the UFC. So we'll end it here with this though: 5-fight winning streak. What's been going right for you? What do you sort of attribute to this winning streak?
Um, the win doesn't the win is cool. Every win is cool. But doesn't like that's not my goal. My goal is not that win. It's to make it to the top. So I mean, I need to keep winning. I mean, it's just part of it. I got to keep winning to make it to the top. And once I get to that win, that's behind me already. Um, and I feel like I'm 8-0. Not because I'm full of myself. It's like I those two fights I lost. Um, I was completely winning. I felt like yeah, I was completely winning those fights, and I had like I fought with like completely torn shoulder. But it's just being hard head. Like it would go back in, and I'll be like, I'll keep training, go back, and then go into those fights like injured, and then not listening to my body, and then boom, it like pop out. One of the fights, my shoulder like popped out, and it was the first time it came out, and then the second time I fought like the whole fight with my shoulder keep coming out, and that was just my fault for being hard head, like being dumb, like not wanting to get surgery. So, and I felt like I won those fights except for the one that it my shoulder like came out for the first time. I thought so I feel like I've never been in a situation where I lost. I mean, I I mean not yet, but I never been in a situation where like I got dominated or so, and I just keep getting better. I mean, I'm not ever satisfied. Even the wins that I've had, the Bellator wins I had, like I would crush the Kai Kamaka that fought in the last Bellator that I had in December, and I just keep elevating. I keep elevating. I know that there's always room for improvement, and the 5-fight win streak means nothing because unless I win my next one. So I mean, and in order to get to the top, I just gotta keep winning.
All right, well, there we go. That makes a lot of sense. Thanks so much for the time, man. I really appreciate it. Congratulations on the victory. And hopefully, we'll see you fill in on short notice and we'll see you fight for the UFC.
Yeah, I mean, that's that's the plan. That's solely why I'm here.